His best finish so far of the competition out of heat number 1, and Pat Vellner looks to be the new overall leader heading into the next event. We'll have to wait for the official results, and for those official results and to keep up to date on everything going on with the Rogue Invitational, you can head to roguefitness.com/invitational. 10th inning is in the books. Action continues here at the 2023 Rogue Invitational.
Strategy, it kind of keeps you moving forward. It keeps your pace honest.
I think this run is a bit of an interesting point in this event as well. It is an awkward distance run. You're used to seeing 200, 400, maybe a mile, somewhere around there. 300, that's a hard one to gauge. It's a tough one to gauge, and I was watching the team events just before this. They had the exact same run course, and they were running it in about 52 seconds. So, you know, it's that sub-1 regional champion. It probably pays to put the pedal down as hard as you can for 10 or 15 strokes and then just ride it out. Is there any potential that was a way to kind of test and see how the legs feel going forward for the final 3 rounds? For sure. I mean, where I do events or workouts in the gym and it's a 20 or 30 calorie sprint, what I try to do is absolutely hammer the pedal.
Friend Christine the other day said we could probably frame this as an encore. I don't know if you guys wanted more, but I'm here one last time, last hurrah before switching over to teams.
You look like you were having so much fun on the competition floor. What did you love about this particular event?
That's what I'm trying to do all weekend, because this is kind of a bonus for me. I just want to enjoy it all, have a lot of fun, take advantage of the events that I can do well on, and just played my game there. It worked out.
Screen. We'll see if he hangs on here, tries to put a little pressure on Hoffer, but I think Crouch is going to run out of time. Victor Hoffer is done, and Victor Hoffer will take heat number 1. 16:36.35 seconds for the young Frenchman. Jay Crouch.
Pack very briefly.
It's going to be a long event. If you've got some kind of an issue that's going to slow down this run, it's going to be a really long, painful, dragged out event.
Now keep in mind, this is the first round. It will be tough to get a good visual on where the leader is early, as they will be going back towards their lane. So there's a slight advantage on the way out of the stadium. That advantage corrected on the way back.
The peak of my for 20 strokes. And then I'll ride it out. And if I have the ability to, I'll try to pick it up a little bit. But you want to try to burn those quick calories.
For third, and just a 10-point cushion on Emma Lawson. And McGowan right now is finishing up round 9. She still has another round left. Here comes Emma Lawson, looking to be the next woman across the finish line. "90 seconds left before we hit the time cap. Lawson's going to be able to get in.
Has his name highlighted in blue, but once again, there's going to be that advantage-disadvantage on the way out and in the stadium. So despite being the first one through the opening round, he'll be the 5th one out of the stadium. And with that shifting gear analogy that you were speaking about a moment ago.
On your first event, Rogue win.
Ooh, I'll take it. Let's go. Woo!
Noah Olson with his event win here in 10th inning, taking some time to show some appreciation for the fans and looking to move up the overall standing. 16:10.60 seconds is the winning time. Bjorven Carl Gudmundsson with that late charge overtakes Pat Vellner. He'll finish second and put 95 points in his pocket. And Victor Hoffer gets his
arms at all. This reduces time under tension. It's a bit of an advanced consideration if he's doing it on purpose, because he knows the swing.
Push it if you want to, but are you going to pay the price down the road?
Continues to be a Gideus and Porter, 1 and 2. As they make their way back to the bike for the middle round of 5. And as the athletes get onto the bike, let's go to Mike Arsenault for a quick update.
Last night during event 10 and 11, Tim Paulson had a
back in.
Brandon with 5 rounds of it. I'm just watching Josh Bridges come into the stadium now, and you can see an obvious limp. He's well behind the pack. With just under a mile of running, this is going to be long and painful for Josh.
They make their way to the assault bike. How do you think it...
Hoffer no problem with those final 4 ring muscle-ups, ditches the grips because he's not going to need those anymore. And now on to his final set of 8 handstand push-ups. No rep. Continues to work. 2 remaining and now 1. And Hoffer unbroken again. Jake Crouch is on the rings.
1 minute, you can really early is going to be important. You don't want to come out too hot because you can blow yourself.
If you guys are on a cut right now and you're not using Slim Pills, you're making a huge mistake. So if you don't know what Slim Pills are, they're a product we have over here at Enhance, and they're a mixture of ingredients like berberine, chromium, right, that are going to help to lower blood glucose levels and make you more insulin sensitive, right? What does this mean? Number 1, when your blood glucose levels are lower, your health is going to be better. Number 2 is that you're going to be able to lose fat more efficiently, right? Poor metabolic health essentially means that your body cannot partition nutrients properly. So that meal you eat with the carbs, the fats, and the protein, the carbs and whatnot are going to be more likely to become fat if you're not insulin sensitive and if your blood glucose levels are out of control. So with berberine, with Slim Pills, it's going to make sure that the foods you eat on your cut is going to go straight to the muscle and not become fat. I highly recommend this, guys. That being said, take care and have a good one.